Now we're gonna move into the axillary nerve. Now, I don't think that I've ever met somebody who has not experienced shoulder pain or shoulder weakness or shoulder immobility. It's probably you too, right? Right. So the axillary nerve is wonderful. It's a really clear nerve to be able to feel and can really give us a lot of relief when it comes to our rotator cuff. And our pretest for this is pretty specific. We are going to take shoulder abduction, where we move out and away with a locked elbow, and bring it all the way as close as you can to touching your head and back down. If you're doing this and you're cheating, stop and do it right. Lock your elbow, bring it up, bring it down. Our other test is going to be internal and external rotation of our shoulder. So come up like, hello, 90 degrees. Fingers are going to lean back and come in. So this is testing the internal and external rotation of your upper arm. Yeah? Don't get all fancy with your shoulder blade. Keep it pretty clean. Okay, so our axillary nerve is another fun, really awkward movement that should help our shoulders. So our arm is gonna rotate in. So we're gonna curl ourselves in just like we did before with our pinky forward. Then give a slight bend to the elbow. We're already getting into the fun little awkward dance position. Shoulder blade is gonna be down, almost as always in these nerve glides. And then we're gonna take a little bit of extension in the shoulder. So our arm is back here. Now, as we tilt our head to the side, we're also going to add a drop of the chin this time. This is a little bit new, get excited. So with our hand rotated in and a little bent, it's back behind the body, and our nose is to our shoulder. This is our tensioning position. You'll probably feel it on the front of the shoulder. Then we'll go through our glides. So go ahead and take this into the elbow and out, to the elbow, deep bend and straight. Then find the initial position. Then we're also going to take this through flexion of the shoulder and extension. So it's kind of like you're I don't know, waving your hand against a wall that's to your side. Find the initial position. Take this through the shoulder blade, up and down. See? It's really easy to lose positions. Keep that nose towards your shoulder. And then lastly, once we find the initial position, we'll take this through our head. So unrotate the head, bring it up, tilt down, nose to shoulder. And again, unrotate, bring it up, tilt, and rotate. Okay, letting that go. Hope you followed the rules of staying at 2 or 3. And then let's go ahead and retest. So we retest with abduction of the arm. And that, I mean, just by the feedback that it now touches my head, is a better response for me. How is it for you? And then go ahead and take internal and external rotation of the arm as well. And again, this should feel easier. It should feel more mobile and probably a little bit stronger. Now our slacking position, if we were back here, let's work our way out of that. So from internal rotation, we're gonna externally rotate. From our shoulder back, it's gonna jump forward, and we're gonna come into this really fun, equally awkward little position where you're scrunching your chin towards your shoulder. Yeah. Imagine if these were normal movements, right? Feel like, hey, but it's not. Then go ahead and release yourself out of slacking and give yourself a retest. And see, that one for me is like even better. I can knock myself out with that arm, boing. And then take yourself through external and internal rotation. Okay, then we'll take the other side. So we started our axillary nerve by rotating the whole arm inward. So our pinky is facing front. Shoulder blade is drawn back. And we have this fun little bend in the elbow that makes it nice and soft. Bring the arm behind the body until you can just slightly begin to feel some front shoulder sensation. Then the head's gonna tilt away from the shoulder. Last piece, the chin's gonna drop down. Oh, you guys, I did it again. We forgot to pre-test. Take your left arm into abduction. With the elbow locked, see how far it can go towards your head. You can tell I just get so excited to do the exercises that I skip the pre-tests. And then we'll try our external and internal rotation. Noticing not just how far it goes, but how easy it is. Okay, now we're getting into the movement. So we're rotated in, little bend in the elbow. Arm is behind the body just slightly with a soft shoulder blade. And then the head tilts away and rotate nose to shin, or nose to shoulder. This is our tensioning exercise. Now for the gliding, we'll begin in the elbow. Let's go ahead and bend in the elbow and extend it out. Little bend. And if this is too intense, you can always bend this in front of the body as well. We just want to get some movement through the elbow. And then we take this with our arm sliding forwards and back through the shoulder. And as always, if the neck is just a little bit too much, you're welcome to do this with your head at neutral. It's wherever your body is right now. Then our shoulder blade, lift and lower, lift and lower. And last but not least, the head. Unrotate, bring it up, tilt, rotate down. Unrotate and up, tilt, rotate. Okay, we'll shake ourselves out of that and go ahead and retest. Notice if it is easier, if you have any impingements that might feel less intense, or if your arm just reaches a lot higher, great. Test your external and internal rotation and notice if that feels easier. It's the funniest thing. Sometimes people will gain like 30 degrees and be like, it feels the same. I'm like, mm-hmm. So notice how it feels and also how far it goes, because those are not always tied. Okay, if that didn't yield such great results, let's go ahead and try the slacking and see if that feels any better or worse or the same, because that's what we do. We just keep testing. So we were back here, all rotated in. Let's go ahead and rotate the arm out and shove the shoulder forward and up towards your jaw. And then get your head towards that. It's as if you're trying to like hold a piece of paper in between your shoulder and your jaw. And give that 5 seconds. This is a really great one to do at the grocery store or any public place where people will stare at you and think that you're crazy. Just kidding. Okay. Then retest your abduction. Yep, yay, that feels nice. And then your external and internal rotation. And again, don't cheat. That's no good. Try to keep your shoulder blade relatively still. Yeah? There's a lot of mobility in your shoulder joint itself. Okay, so that was both sides of the axillary nerve: tensioning, gliding, and slacking.